The silent passenger knew everything about their fake marriage. Episode 3, The Person Inside. The warehouse was empty. The voice was gone. The lights had shut off. And yet I couldn't shake the feeling that somebody was still watching me. I stood there alone, holding the old photograph. Rain pounded against the metal roof overhead. My heart was racing. The picture showed Isabella and me years before the wedding. Before the contract. Before the lies. Before the fake marriage. Somebody had been watching us long before our public relationship ever existed. That realization terrified me. Because it meant this wasn't random. This wasn't about money. This was personal. Very personal. I drove back to the mansion just before sunrise. The city was quiet. Almost peaceful. But inside my mind, chaos was growing. When I arrived, Isabella was waiting. She hadn't slept. I could tell immediately. Dark circles surrounded her eyes. Fear had replaced the confidence she usually carried. "What happened?" she asked. I handed her the photograph. The moment she saw it, her expression changed. Her face turned pale. "Where did you get this?" "The warehouse." She stared at the image. Then something unexpected happened. For a brief second, she looked guilty. Not frightened. Not confused. Guilty. The reaction lasted less than a second. But I noticed it. And once I noticed it, I couldn't forget it. "What is it?" I asked. She quickly shook her head. "Nothing." I didn't believe her. Not completely. But I let it go. For now. Because bigger problems were waiting. Later that morning, our lead investigator arrived. His name was Marcus. Former detective. 20 years of experience. The kind of man who rarely looked surprised. Today he looked concerned. "We found something." Those 4 words instantly got my attention. "What?" Marcus placed a folder on the table. Inside were security records. Employee schedules. Access logs. Mansion surveillance reports. Then he pointed toward a specific name. Sarah Williams. Our personal assistant. I frowned. "What about her?" Marcus looked serious. "She was inside your office the night the computer message appeared." The room became silent. "Sarah?" "Impossible. She had worked for us for almost 4 years. She handled schedules. Meetings. Travel plans. Private events. She knew almost everything about our lives. Including our fake marriage. At least partially." "No," Isabella said immediately. "Not Sarah." Marcus wasn't convinced. "Maybe." For the first time, doubt entered the room. Because if Sarah was involved, the blackmailer had access to far more information than we realized. That afternoon, we reviewed hours of surveillance footage. Most of it showed nothing unusual. Then we found something. A single frame. A blurry image. Sarah entering a restricted hallway at nearly midnight. The same night the message appeared on my office computer. The evidence wasn't enough to prove anything. But it was enough to create suspicion. And suspicion changes everything. Especially when trust is involved. For the next several days, we secretly watched her. Every movement. Every phone call. Every interaction. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then on the 4th day, she made a mistake. A small mistake. But a critical one. She left the mansion during lunch. Instead of driving toward the city, she drove toward the abandoned warehouse. The same warehouse. The same place where the blackmailer contacted me. My stomach dropped. We followed from a distance. Sarah parked outside. Then entered the building. Alone. 20 minutes later, she came out. And drove away. No explanation. No reason. No witnesses. The evidence was starting to grow. That night, Isabella and I argued. A real argument. Not one for cameras. Not one for appearances. A genuine fight. You think she's involved? I don't know. Yes, you do. I sighed heavily. Look at the evidence. She looked angry. Or maybe hurt. You trust surveillance footage more than people. The comment struck a nerve. Because deep down, I knew she was right. Years of lies had made me suspicious of everyone. Including myself. The following morning, everything changed. Sarah disappeared. No phone calls. No messages. No explanation. Gone? The investigators immediately started searching. Hours passed. Nothing. Then late that evening, we received another package. This time the sender left a clue. Inside the box was a key. An old silver key. Attached was a note. The truth is under the house. I read the message twice. Then 3 times. The truth is under the house. What did that mean? The basement. A hidden room. An old storage area. Nobody knew. Yet somehow the blackmailer expected us to understand. Marcus organized a search immediately. Within an hour, several investigators were examining every part of the mansion. Nothing. Until one of them discovered something strange. A hidden door. Concealed behind an old bookshelf in the basement. The house was nearly 80 years old. None of us even knew the door existed. Slowly the investigators forced it open. Dust filled the air. A narrow staircase descended into darkness. Nobody spoke. The atmosphere felt wrong. Like we were opening something that should have remained hidden. Flashlights illuminated the path ahead. Step by step, we descended. The staircase ended inside a forgotten underground room. Small. Cold. Silent. Then we saw the walls. Photographs. Hundreds of photographs. Everywhere. Images of Isabella. Images of me. Images of our families. Images spanning years. Maybe decades. Some photographs were taken long before our fake marriage. Long before our public relationship. Someone had been documenting our lives. 4 years. The room felt like a shrine. Or an obsession. Then Marcus found something even worse. A journal. Old. Worn. Filled with handwritten notes. Page after page. Observation after observation. Every movement. Every appearance. Every event. Whoever wrote it knew everything. The room fell silent. Because the truth was finally becoming clear. The blackmailer wasn't gathering information recently. They had been gathering information for years. Maybe even longer. Then Marcus turned another page. And suddenly froze. What is it? I asked. He looked up slowly. His face had lost all color. This name. I grabbed the journal. My heart nearly stopped. The page contained a single sentence. Project Revenge begins after the wedding. Underneath was a signature. One name. A name neither Isabella nor I expected. A name from our past. A person we both believed had disappeared years ago. Someone connected to the very beginning of our fake marriage. Someone with every reason to hate us. Someone who had lost everything because of the deal. Before I could speak, the lights suddenly went out. Total darkness. The underground room vanished. Panic spread instantly. Then a speaker crackled somewhere above. A familiar distorted voice filled the darkness. I told you. The voice echoed through the hidden chamber. Some truths should stay buried. My heart pounded. The voice laughed. Slowly. Calmly. Confidently. You finally found my collection. You finally found my memories. You finally found my pain. The lights flickered briefly. Just enough for us to see a single message painted across the wall. In large red letters. The words made my blood run cold. You stole my life. The lights died again. And somewhere in the darkness, footsteps echoed. Someone was inside the room with us. Someone who should not have been there. Someone who had waited years for revenge. To be continued.